I'd like to get your attention one more time here so that we can get to what we all actually came to hear tonight. Why a great number of us have come this morning was to hear a legend in ballooning and in flying in general. Last night I went to a dinner and we had multiple world champions, multiple national champions. We had record holders, we had balloonists all around the table. And Andy actually took a survey just to see amongst all of those pilots what we had. It was a little over 16,000 hours, I believe, to be totaled up. This gentleman has 16,000 hours himself. He's made a lifetime out of aviation, and he's done it better than most. He's won awards that are for military, for civilian, and in many different categories and types. Just to give you an idea, he has been awarded for service to his country, the Silver Star with the Oak Leaf Cluster, the Distinguished Flying Cross with the 5 Oak Leaf Clusters, the Air Medal with 24 Oak Leaf Clusters, the Purple Heart with 1 Oak Leaf Cluster, and the Legion of Merit with 1 Oak Leaf Cluster. He is a fellow in the Society of Experimental Test Pilots, a member of the National Aviation Hall of Fame, the Florida Aviation Hall of Fame, and he received the Smithsonian Air and Space Lifetime Achievement in Aviation Award in April 2008. An amazing pilot, an amazing man. I'd like to introduce Colonel Joe Kittinger.
Well, I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to be given that fabulous award. If you look at the people that have won that award, it's the who's who of ballooning and pioneers. You know what's interesting? This gathering here tonight, I don't think I've ever been to a gathering of balloonists that had as many pioneers, as many people that have contributed there to our sport. I can't remember all of them, but when you think about it, this audience, Dewey Reinhardt, David Levin, John Davis, all these guys are pioneers. Dennis Logan, Buddy Bombard, Matt Whitaker, Tom Rutherford, Leslie Pitcher, Phil Hughes, Tracy Barnes, Tom Shepard, Bruce Armstrong, Tom Davies, on and on and on. It's just such a wonderful thing for me to be here with all these people that I've idolized all my life, who meant so much to our sport. It's just great to be together with you. You know that I belong to a little organization called Quiet Birdmen, and the Quiet Birdmen have a tradition prior to every meeting, and I'd like you to join me in that tradition this evening. And the tradition is that we all stand and we give a solid toast to our departed friends. And I'd like you to join me, stand and join me in the solid toast to Richard Russo, Carol Davis, and all of our ballooning friends and crews that are no longer with us. A solid toast. Thank you. We'll miss all of them. And fraternity is what we are here. We are a fraternity of balloonists, people that enjoy the sport. And fraternities always hang together, look out for each other. And our sport is under attack by an unscrupulous jackass out in California. And this person is suing a balloonist for the right to fly over his property. And our precedent could be established that we don't want to be established. A lawsuit like this is expensive, and the average balloonists don't have the income to finance against a landowner that has an unlimited amount of resources. And fortunately, I have a friend in Palm Springs by the name of Bob Gilliland, who's a lawyer, and he has volunteered to defend this balloonist in Palm Springs. He's doing it pro bono. There are some expenses involved in a suit like this, and he set up a fund through John Kittinger that we can make donations to that fund because they have court filing fees and other expenses that would be nice for us to help support. So I have the contact in Austin, Texas. If you would see me after the meeting, I'll give you the contact. And I would really appreciate it if you would help contribute to this good cause. Because flying over the land is the only way we can do our sport. And if we had lawsuits against by landowners against giving us the privilege of flying, it will influence all of us. And I really think the BFA should get involved in this because balloonists themselves can't defend themselves in a suit like this, but together, the BFA, all of us contributing, making small donations, but have a legal fee that we can get people that are going to get a lawyer to do it pro bono. We can help finance these frivolous lawsuits that are filed against balloons. And I think our whole sport is in jeopardy. And thank God we have Bob Gilliland, and we're going to fight it. And I've also volunteered as an expert witness at pro bono because I believe that we have to fight to keep the privilege of flying our airplanes, wherever they have, our balloons, wherever the hell we want to. One thing I forgot to mention is that donations like this are not tax deductible because it's for litigation and not for a charity. But if you could donate a little bit, it would help the fund. Sherry and I are sort of delighted to be here to see all of our good friends. And as I said, it's a rare treat that so many icons of our sport are here at one place. I've had a very interesting aviation career spanning some 67 years. I was an experimental test pilot, a fighter pilot, a test parachutist, a combat pilot, a resident of Hanoi Hilton, and I have over 16,800 hours of flight time in 93 different aircraft. With 1,000 hours of combat, 483 and a half combat missions. I was made 21, and then the world's greatest fighter pilot on the other side shot my butt down. I have over 2,000 hours of gas hot air balloons, and I have an FAA ATP license with 2 type ratings. But I'm not here tonight to talk about my flying career airplanes, but rather my ballooning experiences. And after all, I think you'd like to hear some of my stories, and if they're not BS stories either, I'll tell you that. I've had the pleasure of being involved in both gas and hot air balloons. My ballooning experience started in 1955. And I started my gas balloon training preparation for Project Manhunt. I made 2 flights with Dave Simons using a plastic balloon over the farmlands here in Minneapolis. My third flight was my solo flight with an FAA representative attendant. I was hanging in a parachute harness connected to a small plastic balloon. And my next gas flight on the 2nd of June 1957 was at 97,000 feet as the first flight of Project Manhunt. Following this flight, I made 3 gas balloon flights in stratospheric balloons as part of Project Excelsior to 76, 75, and 102,800 feet. And more about the 102,800 foot flight in a few minutes. In December of 1962, I made my fifth stratospheric balloon flight, 87,000 feet, with a telescope and an astronomer, Bill White, for Project Stargazing. Unfortunately, this was the very last manned scientific balloon flight. That was made in 1962. There has not been a manned scientific balloon flight made since then. My hot air balloon flying started in 1964 with a flight with Ed Yost at Sioux Falls. I was in the Air Force, and someone had an idea about the possibility of using a hot air balloon to provide a means of transportation for a downed aircrew member in enemy territory. The idea was to airdrop a small hot air balloon system to the aircrew with written instructions on how to and fly this balloon for a few hours until he or she were over safe terrain for a recovery. Obviously, the test pilot should have some balloon experience, so I got the pleasure of being a project officer. I was willing to do the hot air balloon flight with no hot air balloon experience, just with written instructions, but wiser minds prevailed and insisted that I have at least one flight, one hot air balloon flight before I did the test flight of the concept. So I had one flight with Ed Yost shooting several landings. And flying with Ed Yost is an experience. And there's several people here in the room and know what I'm saying when I say it's an experience flying with Ed Yost. That evening, after sunset, I was transported to a launch site in the countryside, outside of Sioux Falls, and provided with written instructions on how to inflate a hot air balloon. I had a small aluminum gondola which was tied to a rope, and then attached the rope to a fence post. I read the instructions twice. I laid out the balloon, started the small inflator fan, and holding the mouth of the balloon open, I inflated the balloon. I had some trouble orchestrating the transition or the inflation position to starting the burner, but after a few false starts, I got the burner going before too much air escaped from the balloon. Once the balloon went vertical, I released the rope and off I went. It was a dark, black night, and normal day for Sioux Falls. It was 20 degrees below zero. I climbed out to about 3,000 feet and started my voyage. I had brought me with me to Sioux Falls an Air Force meteorologist who, with Emily Frisbee, the Raven meteorologist, they had predicted where I would land after a 3-hour flight. The goal was to predict the landing site within 10% of the distance traveled. I flew for 100 miles. The prediction of my landing site was to have been a circle 10 miles in diameter. And by the way, I got pretty close to it. After 3 hours of flight, I landed on a field and walked about a mile to a farmhouse. Prior to the farmhouse, about 100 yards away from it, there was a big tree. And I'm walking up to this farmhouse, and the meanest dog in the whole world waited until I got to the point of no return and attacked. And I climbed that tree like a polecat. That dog was barking. He had me treed. Finally, the farmer came out, opened the door, and he said, "Who's out there?" He knew the dog had said something up that tree. I said, "Well, sir, I'm a balloonist from Sioux Falls, and would you please call your dog off?" He finally did. I said, I wonder if you've got a telephone I could use to call my chase crew. To which he responded, "Hell, mister, we just got electricity 6 months ago." But he did drive me in a pickup truck station where Jerry Welsh met me, and we